Hello, hello, hello. Greetings to all of you. I hope you have completed till the last video of 15 case studies, right? If you have not, don't worry, the link is everything in the description box below. You can once again go through the playlist and see all the videos of the case study based MCQs. In the case study based MCQs, till now we were discussing each and every case study, trying to figure for which chapter the case study is focusing on and how to address it, right? And in between sometimes even saw the section numbers of the chapter number 7 penalties also, right? So now here in this video we will be dealing with case study number 16, 17 and 18, which is the last case study based video. Okay, so this will complete the entire case study MCQs of the ICAI, and after that you can sit and do your preparation again and again for the ISCA. Okay, and for any kind of suggestions or one-to-one discussion for any particular subject other ISCA or other than ISCA, new or old syllabus, any matter of the CA preparation, you can have one-on-one discussion with me. It can be sometimes that it can happen. I faced that. I had some sad events in my articleship where my work was not being recognized, and you can understand when your hard work is not recognized and was the credit was given to someone else, how demotivating will it be, right? I was completely sad, right? And really felt very bad as to what to do next. I lost my interest. Okay, and then I'm sharing my life experiences with you so you understand that everyone in this profession goes through some kind of setbacks and you have to face it to get to the top. And then I met with a major accident in which I was bedridden for 8 months. Okay, my articleship got extended and so on, and my final didn't go as smooth as it should be, nor its preparation went so smooth. Nothing. It was up and down the hill. My health was not supporting. So in this kind of thing, like, it was completely a situation where I don't know to whom to turn out for help. There were many videos available, many teachers available out there for the subject, but to whom to consult where I am lacking. So that was very a difficult phase, right? And one day during the lockdown, the starting of the lockdown, my very good friend, she had a casual talk with me where I thought it was a casual talk, but it went for completely 1.5 hour to 2 hours of discussion, and that made me realize that where was lacking, and I jam packed everything there. And by the time I had my ISCA revision uploaded, it was in 2019, my YouTube was started, but this happened in 2020, the discussion with my friend, and then I hit it. I hit the bullseye. My direct tax and AMA took this. They got over the runway road, and then I was able to clear my CA final. Right. So I feel that there must be one-to-one discussion for certain problems which seems to be common, but it is not. So any of the sort is distracting you, or you're not able to focus on your studies, or you want to have some particular guidance, I'm always there. We can have one-on-one discussion. You can take this session. It's also again available at discount. The reason can say, ma'am, why are you keeping a price? It's very simple. When you keep a price, the person who is taking it will have a responsibility to listen, implement it, and person who is giving it also responsible to give the best out of him to the student. It's simple way, right? That's the reason everything is priced, everything is valued. Of course, the advice and suggestions given cannot be valued. We cannot have a benchmark to mark its value for anyone's advice, and also the problem faced by student also cannot be valued. It cannot be said, one cannot say it's very small, which can be big for him, and one cannot say very big, which can be small for him. So this pricing is an arbitrary thing, but still you can have a one-on-one session on the Google Meet where you can discuss the things, have a draft plan ready, and then you can carry on with the preparation. So saying this, let us start our video for the 16, 17 and 18th case study based MCQs. 16th one. Healthcare is an area where any nation's government must invest, as a growth of any nation is directly related to health of the population. Mostly with the pandemic time being into place, this para is most important now. With a growing population, the demand in the Indian healthcare industry has drastically changed in terms of IT requirements of hospitals also. the challenge existing within the current healthcare system that must be catered to. Even the surgeries, the machines, the processing of the systems, everything is being into IT environment. If you go for any big hospital, like I went for a consultation in Yashoda, so after I came from the consultancy, they took the prescription, scanned it, and then gave it back. So they want to track everything, right? Exactly. The challenges existing within the healthcare system must be catered to. In current situation, some challenges are insufficient good quality care, mainly in rural areas, lack of equipped health centers with specialized doctors, nurses, and infrastructure like beds, equipment, and diagnostic labs, manual processing of the patient's records and appointments, non-availability of medicines and treatment, etc. Okay, so they want to address these things. They want to address the rural areas, especially when there's lack of bed equipment and those things related to the medical level. Under this situation, automation is the only solution that makes processing in hospitals hassle free to maintain and monitor the quality of medical services in a holistic manner. Exactly, if you have automation, everything can be seen as to what is required to be ordered, what is not required, those things. The automation comes with a challenge to secure the sensitive information of the patients undergoing treatment in the hospital. Exactly, this information can be shared with insurance companies for some money. It can happen. Then, owing to the fact of the health industry, one of the reputed hospitals named ABC Hospital, having a network of 5 hospitals under it in Delhi NCR, has well implemented the automation of its business process. All the hospitals use a user-friendly ERP package named Safe Health Viz and are well connected with each other using a central database. So mostly chapter number 2 maybe he's thinking, and maybe even chapter number 7, because it talks about the IT controls, automation, those things. Let us see what the para does not specifically say which chapter they are focusing, but the questions may say for us. Let us see how many questions. Only 4 in our criteria for the case study 16. Okay, first one. Due to the security breach, the database of all the patients of ABC hospital got available in public domain. Under which section of IT Act 2000, the hospital is bound to compensate for the failure to protect the critical data of the patients. So, compensation for the failure to protect the data, to compensation to be paid to a third party, is covered under section 43A. I hope you remember this thing. Many times this section got repeated in the case study itself. All of the 5 branches of the hospital Delhi NCR are interconnected to each other with a central database. The patients may visit any of these 5 branches with no hassles to carry their past prescriptions. Using technology with complete medical history of the patient is available in any of these branches of the hospital. What do you think? What do you think is the technology behind such concept? Means you need not carry a prescription. Everything is in database. You can access anywhere, anytime. So it is cloud computing. It is not bring your own device. Patients will not take any device other than their own mobile for their own personal use, right? Grid computing, you're not computing any you're not sharing any unused computing resource. You're not using a mobile computing, but you're giving the patient his own record even without the need of bring in the prescription. So the data is available to any person. It can be accessed from in any branch. So it is an technology of cloud computing, right? Then, during the data backup process from central server, an IT supervisor noticed that many invoices from Faridabad branch of AB's hospital involved slicing of small amount of money from a computer's transaction or amount or account. Which type of technical exposure does it referring to? Slicing of the amount. Slicing of the amount always comes to Salame technique. He is not changing the information. He is not planting any kind of illegal code. He is not trying to that there is no replication of or spreading of any malicious code in that. So but it is a slicing of the amount. It is a salame technique, right? And the last one of this here, the management of ABC hospital entered into a contract where they hired a third party for backup and recovery process for each of its branch. The IT security administrator must ensure that the following is incorporated in the contract, except, so all the among all 4, one must not be in the contract. What are that thing? The conditions under which site can be used, it must be in the contract. The facilities and services the site provider agrees to make to available, that must also be there in the contract. How soon the site will be made available subsequent to disaster, it's very important. It must be in the contract. So D must be the answer. The frequency for which the site provider agrees to make itself available for a particular time period. No, he must be always available. Whenever the disaster occurs, he must be available there. So how much time, how much time frequently will you be available? That is not the question to be there. That is not a proper question to be in the contract. So the frequency for which the service provider agrees to make itself available for a particular period of time is the wrong answer. Sorry, is the right answer, and it is a wrong part to be in the contract. Okay, so let us go to the 17th case study. XYZ University, established in 1965 in India, is now one of the premier universities in India. I think we had some university concept even last time, right? In one of the case studies, asking to keep distance education kind of thing. Maybe of the sort is the same thing here. At present, there are 30 affiliated colleges under its umbrella. These colleges operate independently, with XYZ University having some level of control or influence over their academic policies, standards, or programs. In the recent past, the XYZ University proposes that irrespective of the fact whether the affiliated colleges have their own library management system or not, each college must have a commonly shared online library management system under its brand name. Okay. The management of XYZ University envisaged that the shared LMS can streamline working practices, allowing all the affiliated colleges to share their e-learning resources with each other. Okay, so they are bringing one library management solution where the working it will allow each colleges to share their e-learning resources to one another. These resources files are provided as a service through different network using cloud computing. So I think chapter number 8 is given more focus in this paragraph. Students and researchers will be provided a common platform so that all stakeholders like students and faculties of these affiliated colleges can search e-library collection in a consistent way and accordingly access and share their e-learning resources such as books, e-books, e-lectures, webinars, videos and PowerPoint presentation. Okay, so everyone will have an access and things will be arranged properly. The e-learning resource pool is continuously enhanced with the many lectures, webinars and PowerPoint presentation of the experts, faculties and motivational speakers getting added into the regular basis. Okay, this also added. Okay, the resource pool is updated in terms of addition of relevant e-resource and deletion of irrelevant and redundant content periodically. Each college is required to pay on a basis of quantum of the data accessed by students, facilities and other authorized users. The data may include text, image, sound and video. So each college must pay for the services used by the students and faculties. Each authorized stakeholder of these colleges will have a unique username and password through which they can have an access to the files in only readable mode with no access rights to modify, download, print and email any of them. Okay, the protection is given there. Integrity is maintained. To acquire the requisite system, the components vendors initially were requested to submit their request for proposal for the requirement highlighted by the XYZ University. Okay, the chapter number 8 is chapter number 3. The RFP were duly considered and finally the vendor Kio Limited was selected. The XYZ University acquires the customized online library management system through third-party vendor Kio Limited. Okay. The responsibility of the vendor Kio Limited involves customization, implementation, and maintenance of the system by providing 24/7 support. The centralized database is maintained on a server located in a campus area, so it is private cloud kind of thing, of XYZ University and well placed air conditions, fire extinguishers, water, smoke detector. Okay. So it is kind of chapter number 3 also involved. The dedicated IT team members of the Kio Limited. So it is like hybrid cloud on a private premises. It's some kind of thing, or because the third party is maintaining it, right? The dedicated IT team member of the Kio Limited has full access control to modify, print, read, and email of your e-resources files as per the request generated. Okay, based upon the facts of the given case above, please answer the appropriate question 17.1 to 17.8. Okay. The online LMS of the XYZ University is accessed by the registered stakeholder to of its affiliate colleges through a unique username and password. The passwords can be changed by the stakeholders. However, the password policy of the application system is not strong enough to allow weak passwords also. Which of the following system is being precisely defines the feature of application system? Of course, it is having the weak password is showing, it is suiting the word vulnerability because weak password refers to weakness in the system. Then, the online library management system of XYZ University possesses the characteristics of dash, dash, and dash. So, online library management system, first thing it must be automated. That is one. So, A is not there. We have totally B, C, and D. First is automated. Then, it should be. Okay, the online library system of XYZ was the characteristics of. So online library management system, it should be automated one, so there should not be manual intervention. Okay, it should be open, means open. Why? Because if it is open only, then it can take all the data given by other people. So if it is restricted and closed environment outside, the affiliated colleges can't give the data. if the XYZ University LMS is restricted to only to XYZ University people, the affiliated college can't enter into it. So it should be open. It should be physical. Like, what is meant by the physical thing? Physical, it should not be some vague concept. It should not be some philosophy. It is something which can be understood, well defined and articulated. Therefore it is a physical need. It should be there for the LMS. And lastly, it should be deterministic. Deterministic means we must be able to identify what information is required. If anybody comes for search for information, it must be able to show that thing. Okay, so the characteristics should be automated, deterministic, open and physical. Okay, next, to achieve the objective of restricting the individual access privileges to online LMS and data of XYZ University to only authorized users of the different affiliated colleges, including librarians, faculty, students, and IT support team members. So they're restricting access to only few members. Okay, the logical access controls are required to be well implemented. Which of the following factor will not play a considerable role while defining logical access control for online LMS? Okay, so what they're saying, they're giving individual access of the online LMS and data of XYZ University to only authorized users. So here when they're trying to restrict the access, they are implementing logical access controls. So here they are giving the access rights only online to only certain people. So here they're not, here the question is what is not played it, what is not taken into consideration while defining those controls. First thing, while these controls are defined to access any particular resource, we see the authorization given to the user. Means, is the user authorized to access that resource? Is the confidentiality maintained? Then we also see the virus prevention detection for the LMS, because the people who are logging in must never have the access through a network or channel which is having a virus attack possibility. So that is also taken care. Then controlled visitor access to library. Okay, what is the question is that the following, among the following factors, which of the following factor will not play any considerable role while determining logical access? While determining logical access, we can't control we are not bothered about the persons who physically entered the database server, right? So confidentiality and authorization must be checked. If the user has proper authorization to have the access, if the virus prevention measures have been taken care. But we can't control the visitor access to library. Control visitor access means the people who are personally visiting the library. It is not a major role there. Then user training and tools for monitoring compliance. We definitely see, do we have proper training for the tools for having compliance to the persons who are accessing the logical access requirements, right? So online, when the persons are trying to access the data, we see the confidentiality authorization, we see the network they use, the virus protocols. So control visitor access to library is not playing any considerable role while defining logical access. I know this is a bit tricky, but be very simple. Logical access means the online permissions, what we see, what we have control, like input control, boundary control, those things what we have studied. There we are not worried about the physical control. So control visitor access to library is not taken into consideration while defining the logical access control. Okay, let us assume. Okay, let us assume the IT team members of Kio Limited runs a data backup software on the online LMS of XYZ University on first Monday of every month to perform complete backup of all the resource file containing audio, video, PowerPoint files. So it's a full backup. Okay, on Tuesday the backup software scans the backup section and sends only new files and changes of existing file. You would now have a second version of the changed file, and this process continues. What type of data backup is the method referring to here? Where there is a one full backup and then the change one is only being sent. So it is every change one, every day when the file changes, that is the only change one is being sent. What is that? Only the differential one which is got changed is the updated one sent by the system for the backup. So it is a differential backup. Full backup only once, but again they're taking the changed one every time. So one full backup and again change the backup every time. So that will be the differential backup concept. I think the type of backup we have studied in other cases. That's why I'm not recollecting again here. Okay. Then after performing the standard selection criteria, the XYZ University selected the Kio Limited for its proposed online LMS. Identify the statement that shall not have formed part of the contract between XYZ University and the vendor Kio Limited. Okay, what will not be a part of the contract? So not. The description of right and responsible to both the parties, it should be a part of the contract. Assurance about software and data integrity, data security, it should be part of contract. The programming language used in the development of secure code, why they need that in the contract here? They need only the security and the description. What how they are doing is depending upon the QO limited. Why that should be mentioned? So that is not required in the contract. Assurance for further performance. Assurance must be given by the QO limited that they will perform well, right? But the programming language what they are going to use is internal part of the working papers of the QO limited, but not required to be in the contract between QO limited and XYZ University. Nice one. Then, the installation of water and smoke detector, air conditioner, and the fire extinguishers near the server room located in the campus of XYZ University are done to ensure that dash controls implemented. Smoke detector, air conditioning, fire extinguisher, all things related to environmental controls, right? Like trying to detect the fire, trying to detect the water, those things. Then, Mr. A, the in charge of IT team of Kyo Limited, is responsible for the maintenance of online LMS of XYZ University. Okay. While on duty, he is an urgent call from his senior on his mobile phone and leave system unattended. Finding this an appropriate opportunity, a mischievous student of Mr. X accesses Mr. A's computer system and in his absence and downloads many resource files from e-learning pool of LMS and further shares some of the files in the public domain. Under which section of IT Act Mr. X will be liable for misdeed? So he's trying to impersonate. He's trying to impersonate use the computer resource. So if let us once discuss the difference between 43 and 43A. So if you see here, 43 talks about penalty and compensation for damage to computer system, but 43A talks about compensation for failure to protect the data. Here what is happening? If we see closely, the no data confidential data has been lost. The thing is that few resources has been downloaded and has been shared in public domain, but there is no damage of confidential information. That's why this person will be held liable for the action section 43. Okay, had he downloaded some confidential information of the university and then shared it, it will be 43A, compensation for failure to protect the data. Okay, but here he is and this compensation will be liable. Okay, just a minute, come back. Here what's happening, Mr. X is being punished under section 43. Why? Because penalty and compensation for damage to computer system means he tried to access the system, he accessed the system, got the resources, shared it, he tried to damage the system, and again this Mr. A is in charge of Kyo Limited. Kyo Limited will be held responsible under section 43A because it was unable to protect the data and data got into the public domain, right? It can cause damage to the XYZ. So X is liable under 43 and Kyo Limited is liable under 43A. So here the question is under which section Mr. X will be held liable for in section 43. Okay. Then the e-resources files are accessible to the stakeholders of each of the affiliated colleges of XYZ University on pay as per usage basis. Okay, so pay as per use, you're getting the files, so getting the data. So which type of cloud computing service model each of the faculty, which of the cloud service model provides this facility? So they're getting the data, getting the files, getting the e-resources, getting the data. It is data as a service. Okay, sorry. Then coming to the last case study of this entire section, 18th one. So we have total 5 questions for it. Okay, let's get started. Okay, ABC is a domestic airlines having its reservation system that runs in a real-time environment, maintaining their records in the electronic form so that it becomes usable for subsequent reference. The details of the electronic records are also maintained to facilitate identification of the origin, destination, date and time of dispatch or receipt of this electronic record. So maintenance of electronic record is being into consideration. So you can say chapter number 7. Next, the ABC Airlines has well implemented COBIT 5 business framework for the governance and management of the enterprise information technology. The nature of transaction being online, cybersecurity is a must. To address such security issues like confidentiality, integrity, and availability, ABC has documented its information security controls and activities in a document referred to as Information Security Policy. Sorry. Accordingly, the control procedures, secure system, and secure procedures are well implemented in the company. Good. Later, it was brought to the notice of the top management of ABC Airlines that there have been various computing resources in the system that were essential for performing certain operations in ABC. However, these resources lay underutilized for most of the time. Grid computing, right? For its fair audit, ABC Airlines hires an IS auditor, Mr. A, who is expected to be competent with regards to standards, practices, and organizational process worldwide. Mr. A, along with his team members, prepared checklists to investigate and focus on the areas like optimum utilization of computing resource, proper documentation, record maintenance, log files, data backup procedure, etc. Based upon the facts in the given scenario given above, choose the most appropriate answer for the question 18.1 to 18.5. 5 questions, let us hit it. To make the use of non-utilized computing power of various resources in an effective manner, it was decided by top management of ABC Airlines that computing power of underutilized resource may be shared with needy organization. Which technology is top manager referring to? So sharing of the underutilized resource to needy organization technology called as grid computing, right? We just said that when we are reading the paragraph. ABC Airlines prepared an information security policy that will include the following except what? Definition must be there in the security policy. Why we need a security policy? Definition of information security must be in the policy. Reason for information security important, that must be there. Specification of technology and solutions, it must also be there, because we need to we need to have the definition of information security, we need to have reasons for information security, but the policy cannot specifically say what technology to be used, because technology is ever evolving. We cannot have a specification saying that this technology must be used there, and it must have definition of all relevant information security responsibilities, but it cannot have specification of technology and solution, because if it specifies this is technology to be used, but technology ever changing, it goes outdated, right? So the information security policy must not have this thing, specification of technology and solutions. Then, during the audit, Mr. A refused to conduct audit of electronic records, stating that all the records must be provided to him in the physical format. He's still in the old mode. No, nowadays physical format is not available, electronic mode is permitted. Can ABC Airlines defend a stand of maintaining electronic records, section 7 I guess, and providing the same to Mr. A for the audit purpose? Just a minute, let's come back. Section number 7, retention of electronic records. Section 7a, audit of documents etc maintained electronic form. So 7a is the answer. Where is 7a? We have 7a here. Yes, under section 7a of IT Act, that is based on audit of documents etc maintained in electronic form. Easy na? Right. Okay, last two questions. Later, Mr. A made many recommendations in the report post audit. He recommended that though till date there had not been any case of interruption so far, however, ABC Limited should develop a practical logistical plan known as business continuity plan to take care of recovery and restoration partially fully in case of occurrence of a disaster. Which of the following will not form part of the business continuity methodology? Okay, first thing, in the BCP plan there must be defining recovery requirement from the perspective of business function. So we must know what to recover first. It should be there as a part of BCP. Disaster prevention and impact minimization as well as orderly recovery, that should be in the plan. Documenting the impact of an extended loss to key business function, it must give as to what it must be have a provision to document the extended loss to key functions. Then clear distinction and non-integration between system development process and business plan to keep them viable over time. I think this somewhere this question has been repeated, but still this point D will not be forming part of the business continuity plan. The reason is very simple. There should be a integration between the system development process and the business planning. If there's integration only, the BCP will function well. If there is differentiation and non-integration, those two are not of any use to the organization. The plan and the business plan and system development must be integrated to have effective effective business continuity plan in place. Okay. So the question is saying which of the following will not form part of the business continuity plan? Point D will not form part of it. the last one. The airlines has well implemented Corbett 5 framework, business framework for the governance and management of enterprise information technology. Choose the incorrect statement of Corbett 5. Okay, let us see. The Corbett 5 framework integrates the two disciplines governance and management that encompasses various activities, organizational structure, and serve same purpose. Okay, Corbett 5 defines set of enablers to support the implementation of a comprehensive governance and management of enterprise IT. Yes, it is set of enablers exactly. Corbett 5 provides all the required resources and other enablers to support business value creation using IT. It supports business value for creating IT. It is a framework can be implemented in all sides of the company enterprises, whether commercial, not for profit, or in public sector. Yes, it can be implemented for any sectors. It is used for creating business value to the IT. It has set of enablers for supporting implementation of enterprise IT. So I think let us see point A, because B, C, and D are fitting well. So what is the incorrect statement? Corbett 5 framework integrates the two disciplines governance and management that encompasses various activities, organization structure, and serve same purpose. No, governance and management of enterprise IT. It is though Corbett 5 encompasses it, but still it don't serve the same purpose, right? Corbett 5 is a framework for proper implementation of the IT in the organization, and governance and management is somewhat is they having major difference between them, right? It's very simple. Corbett 5 helps in development of a proper policy, but governance of enterprise IT helps in having IT system proper in the organization. You can once see in the chapter. See here. What is governance of enterprise IT? It is a part of corporate governance, yes, and facilitates implementation of the framework of relevant IS controls within the enterprise. So this helps in implementing the framework. But Corbett is the framework itself, which helps in proper development of the information security policy for the organization. So Corbett helps in development of the policy. Governance of enterprise helps in implementing the policy. So what is the point saying Corbett 5 integrates two disciplines governance and management that encompass various activities, organization structure, and serve same purpose? No, both are different. So this is the incorrect statement for Corbett 5. So this will be covering, yeah, yes, answer right. So this is covering the case study based MCQs, the 18th one, and with this we are completing the entire case study based MCQs. All the 18 cases have been completed. So for any other videos regarding ISCA, you can let me know in the comment section below, and also please share this case study based MCQ videos with your friends and also ask them to view it. They can also have understanding as to how to view the case study and hit the answers correctly in the exam, because this is not a theoretical answer where you can write and you can have step by step marking, but it is sure short of one choice you have to take, right? If you don't take, you won't get marks. If you take, and if you take a wrong one, you will not get marks. So you need to have the right answer in mind. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this entire May 2021 examination series. 8 videos on each chapter, again 2 videos on MCQs of the recent released ICA 100 MCQs, and 6 videos of this case study based MCQs. So I hope you will study well. I'm not hoping, I believe you people will study well, write answers daily, practice it, and complete is kind of flying colors. Till then, see you in next video. Take care, all the best.